at our today's special, which brings you the world's finest maximum essential omega-3 product. So if you're taking it and you haven't taken the moment to order yours yet, do it before midnight tonight. Get it in our show. The good news is we still have all the quantities here. The bad news is this value will be expiring and you will not see it offered again like this for a full year. We do it one time every 12 months, and today is your day. So in a nutshell, we have a new formula. It actually has the highest DHA potency in the history of Andrew's products, 60% DHA, 40% EPA. So you have the new formula and you have the best value we've ever offered on this product. So I'll show you what the choices are, because that's the key. You can do a Try Me. Of course, you always have Try Me sizes. The vast majority of people, over 39,000, by the way, ordered today, have been ordering the largest 720. Because of course, if you take 2 a day, it's a 1-year supply. If you take 1 a day, it's a 2-year supply.
Over 20,000 are the large size.
Wow, isn't that amazing? Over 20,000 people.
Close to 25, and then you add the 360, so probably a good 75% are the 360 or 720.
There you go. So you decide, here's your savings, $180 off the 720, $75 savings here. We illustrate the fact that normally the 360 is the largest size we offer. 720 is only for this day, so it's almost gone, almost expiring in terms of this offer. And usually when you see a 360, the regular HSN price for that is $159.90. So for an extra $20 off, you're saving another $20 and you're getting double. So it is better even than a buy one, get one free, quite frankly.
And that's, I mean, when you look at the pricing, that's the $159.90 for 360 capsules. That's the price approximately 340 days a year. When it's not during a visit, an event, we have a small discount. Once a year, we do a Today Special like this. And just looking at the capsule volume, just over 20,000 bottles of a 720 count alone is over 15 million capsules. Wow. So the volume of capsules we produce, and we produce everything. So we make everything for you. And again, Colleen mentioned initially, this is a brand new formula. Again, it's a subtle change. We always provide more DHA than EPA, and that's Mother Nature's blueprint. That's simply looking at your body and your body's requirements, but we increase it again, and we didn't increase the price. So this is the best price ever for our Today Special. And it's the best formula ever. If you look back at this product over the 40 years I've offered it, it's a better value today than it was 20, 30, 40 years ago. So it's how many products do you know that you get more value, not even considering the value of money today versus the value of money before, but simply looking at the dollars and cents, how much you're spending and how much you're receiving. The value has only improved over time. And there's no other omega-3 like this in terms of the scientific properties that define its benefits, but also in terms of the human characteristics that define whether or determine whether you'll enjoy using it. It's a smaller capsule that delivers more. It's in its natural form. It's going to be better absorbed. It won't upset your stomach. Not it's mild to your stomach. It will not upset your stomach. Not there's no diminished likelihood of a fishy aftertaste. There's no fishy aftertaste whatsoever. The way we formulate this product, the fishy aftertaste is completely, totally neutralized. So if you're one of the millions or tens of millions of people that have gotten sick and tired of taking omega-3 products because they're hard to swallow, they upset your stomach, you burp, they repeat, fishy taste, and they're just unpleasant no matter how much your doctor, your cardiologist, your ophthalmologist, whoever it might be, recommends you take them. Now you have no reason to worry. The product is, we'll read the reviews, the product is reviewed 4.7 stars. Almost 90% of the reviews are 5-star reviews. Over 95% of the reviews are positive reviews. So it's a dream omega-3 product. So if there's always been reasons why you couldn't enjoy the benefits, and we all should be enjoying the benefits of omega-3s, then those obstacles, those problems have been completely eliminated.
Exactly. And if you're going to spend your money on omega-3, this is the one you want to be buying. There's no other omega-3 product like this on the market today. To Andrew's point, there are thousands of perfect 5-star reviews. 5 is the best you can give, and there are close to 3,000 perfect reviews on this product. So it just gives you an idea of how passionate people are about this product, because let's face it, it's fish oil. At the end of the day, it's not something that everybody gets really excited about, because most of us who have tried fish oil in the past have had a negative experience. It repeats on you, it upsets your stomach, it tastes fishy, and a lot of people give up on fish oil because of that, and it's unfortunate because the health benefits are unbelievable. For those of us who take it, we will never stop taking it. We will take it for the rest of our days. Why? Because not only the heart health support, the brain health, the health for your eyes, what it can do for your skin. I mean, there's so many great benefits to taking this product, but the best part is you're getting the world's finest, and you get to spend $27 on the largest one to try it. With FlexPay, $27 is what you spend right now. It's free shipping and handling. We deliver it home to you, and you can try it for a few weeks.
That's a 2-year supply.
Right.
So on FlexPay for $27, you're getting a 2-year supply. And mind you, you could get a 720 capsule supply. You could take it for 3 or 4 days, decide you don't like it, and you could send it back for whatever reason. So whatever size you get comes with that unconditional money-back guarantee. Many folks mistakenly think it only applies to the smallest size, but it applies to any size you might try. I know you won't be sending it back. The reviews say it better than I could ever say it, that all of the different products that people have tried and failed to use in the past in supermarkets or discount stores, this changes everything. It's a totally different product. I always say it's unfair to compare this product to its competition. We get kind of painted with that same broad brush that we're going to be an unpleasant, miserable experience, because that's what omega-3s are. You take them because you have to, you tolerate the problems, but there are no problems with this product. When an omega-3 product is made correctly, when you follow the science, follow the research, and you produce it with care, you can make a product that delivers all the benefits you could possibly hope for. And in a moment, a little later, we'll talk about our calcium product, we'll talk about vitamin K2. I just thought it's relevant because when folks talk about bones and calcium, we all know that if we don't have adequate calcium, we are going to have osteoporosis, osteopenia, we could potentially have a fracture, things like that. That's what happens. We know that calcium is absolutely critical, essential to bone health and skeletal health. Well, as integral as calcium is, as important as calcium is to bone health, DHA, the primary omega-3 in our product, not the primary in most products, the primary in ours, DHA is even more significant, important, critical to the structure of our brain and the structure of our eyes and the structure of our myocardium, our heart. So it shouldn't be surprising, and although I know a lot of people are surprised, when we start talking about the benefits associated with a lifestyle, a diet rich in omega-3 fatty acids, particularly DHA, because DHA, if you look at your brain is by dry weight, your brain is 2/3 fat, almost all of which is DHA. So how could we possibly think that something that plays such a predominant structural role shouldn't be absolutely, strictly, directly linked to the function of that structure, the function of our brain. The same thing with the retina of our eyes. That again, as concentrated as DHA is in our brain, it's even more concentrated in the retina of our eyes. So it shouldn't surprise you when I read the science and read the charts that populations, large groups of people, which there's no more reliable science than that, than looking at large groups of people and looking at how they live and looking at the outcome of what they do and how they live and what they might eat, that those of us who eat a diet richer in omega-3s have better brain health as we age, better eye health, and also cardiovascular health. Cardiovascular health, when I introduced this product almost 4 decades ago, it was all about cardiovascular health. That has evolved. I've always known about its structural connection to the brain, its structural connection to the eyes. Now we have absolutely unequivocal clinical science that connects that structure also to function. Of course, structure always relates to function, but we now have the absolute scientific proof that the omega-3s we know are absolutely just essential, required, necessary for the healthy structure of our brain, the healthy structure of our eyes, and the healthy structure of our heart, also required for the healthy function. No big surprise there, but it's nice to have the scientific validation. And today you can get a no-problem product. The thing that defines an omega-3 product is pretty much the problem. The nasty fish oil, the unpleasant aftertaste. All of those issues go away with this product. And don't let the affordability surprise you or discourage you. And again, don't think that because you're saving so much that it's different than our typical product. Yes, it's different than our former product because we improved it. And this is the first opportunity to get that improved formula. But we don't take shortcuts. In fact, when we do this Today Special and we make tens of millions of capsules at one time, that's the opportunity we have to save, and that's the opportunity you get to save.
And as you can see, over 40,000 have now been spoken for. The vast majority of these, we would be sold out of this if Andrew were not the manufacturer. And because he is the manufacturer and can keep in touch with his production crew and say, hey, we're gonna need a few extra of this size or this size. And by the way, when you see that 40,000 number, about 30,000 of those are the 2 largest sizes. So if you're thinking about this, and I know we get a lot of channel surfers on Sunday night, so hi, thanks for stopping in. This is your last chance. It's your final show with Andrew Lessman. Once a year, we offer the world's finest omega-3 product at our very best price ever. And so if you are stopping in and you haven't learned about this yet, I hope you can give us a couple of minutes to learn more. You will see why people adore this product. Thousands and thousands of people rate it perfect. Perfect 5 out of 5. And the reason is because it delivers. It delivers the incredible health benefits. You notice the difference. You feel a difference when you take this product. And most importantly, when you start learning and comparing apples to apples, what else is out there in the real world when it comes to buying an omega-3 product, you will come home and understand this is the product you want to be taking. Isn't it interesting that you get to come home and watch TV and learn from a foremost expert in the world of vitamins, minerals, and health, and you get to do it from the comfort of your home, and you really get to be educated. So I think that's what we are all most grateful for, is we've learned so much. I had no idea. I knew fish oil was good for us. Our grandmothers used to give us cod liver oil. We all knew that it was healthy, right? But that was yucky, and that wasn't fun to take. So the point is, it's fun to really understand. I'm taking this not just because they tell me it's healthy. We really understand the amazing health benefits you can get from that beautiful little 1 golden capsule a day. So I take 2 a day. It's up to you, 1 or 2 a day, depending on your needs. But I will say this, get it now because we are busy. We have every representative taking phone calls, easy for me to say. So if you can use express ordering, log on to hsn.com, spend your $27. That's all you spend to try it, the big one. Right? And then, oh, and by the way, I think it's we have extra flex pay on your HSN
and
card.
Free shipping and
handling.
handling.
I think that gets it down to like $25 or something. So give it a go. Try it. If you don't love it, return it. We want you to love it. Love it or return it. We know you will love it. People don't love fish oil products, and they love this one. So you're going to learn more about it, but I hope you'll jump in. If you have a minute to go to hsn.com, it's the fastest way to order, and also read some of those reviews, because people, and it was really interesting last night when I was working with Andrew, and he was reading a block of reviews, every single review in a row. I mean, everyone, it had to be 5 or 6 at least reviews. Everyone said their doctor recommended they take omega-3. And I thought that was really interesting that even doctors understand the importance of health benefits of supplementing this vital, vital nutrient that our body doesn't make. There's no other way to get it unless you eat tons of fish or you take it in a good supplement like this.
If you read the 3,000 reviews, there's literally hundreds of reviews that talk about either a doctor, a cardiologist, ophthalmologist, a cardiologist, specialist for the heart, ophthalmologist, someone who's specializing in the eyes, a doctor, optometrist, someone who specializes in the eyes, psychiatrist or psychologist, someone who specializes in our brain and our behavior, recommending omega-3s, or someone who got the product then showing it to their doctor and their doctor approving of the product. Hundreds of reviews talking about that. I just have this little sheet here where there are over, of the 3,300 reviews, there's over 1,000 that specifically talk about no fishy taste, no aftertaste whatsoever. There's over almost 1,200 that use the word great to describe the product. There's almost 1,193 that say they love the product. And it's one thing to say you like the product, you enjoy the product, it's a great product, but it's to use the word love to describe your experience with an omega-3 product, with a vitamin supplement, I think underscores how disappointed we've all been with omega-3s. And that's what I always say. Part of the reason why our reviews are so inspired and compelling is we have the rest of the vitamin industry to thank, because they've done such a great job discouraging us with products that make us sick, that are hard to swallow, that are unpleasant to take, that when someone actually makes a product that's considerate of the human experience, it's a dramatic difference.
It's true.
And one of the most basic things here, we don't have any, there are the large capsules here that we had, the competitive products we had here. Well, if you look at our product is roughly, the capsule is roughly 60% the size. Oh, they're in there?
Maybe, oh, they are in here.
Okay.
Aren't they murky looking?
You could just dump them in here.
Aren't they just funny looking? Here, do you want me to put all the colors together?
Yeah, you just dump them all there.
Okay, there you go.
So
they're huge.
So if you look at these products, and all of these products are products that provide approximately 350 or 360 milligrams of omega-3 per capsule. Okay. What you have to learn to do is ignore the discussion about the fish oil. Because a lot of times you'll read the front label and it says on the front of the label it contains 1,000 or 1,200 milligrams. 1,000 or 1,200 milligrams of fish oil. And fish oil isn't what's important. What's important is the amount of omega-3s in that fish oil. And fish oil can be at varying concentrations. The higher the concentration of the valuable omega-3s, not surprising, the higher the cost of the fish oil. So the typical fish oil product is going to be about 30% omega-3s. And of that 30% omega-3s, you're going to have about 40% of it being the important DHA and 60% being EPA. Ours, we turn it upside down because that's Mother Nature's blueprint. We give you 60% DHA and 40% EPA. I'm going to lean across here to get one of, okay, we got it there. So let's make some space here.
Okay.
And if we put ours in there.
It's by far the smallest.
So
look at
these capsules are between, 350, 360 milligrams of omega-3.
Right.
This one is 500. The little one in the middle is 500. That's ours. Again, more concentrated with the valuable component makes that oil more expensive. You can't tell from the price. Also, no fishy aftertaste. Also, the other products contain ethyl esters. Ethyl esters are a synthetic, not a natural form of omega-3, not as bioavailable or bioactive in your body, not as useful to your body, but industrially speaking, they're more inexpensive to make. And if you're wondering why, if our brain is a fatty structure and it's almost exclusively DHA, if our retina is a fatty structure and almost exclusively DHA, and if the primary fat in our heart muscle, our myocardium, is DHA, why then do 99% of the omega-3 products that Americans take focus on EPA and only secondarily DHA? Very simple answer to that question. Because that's the industrial standard. When commodity fish oil is made industrially, it's focusing on EPA in the ethyl ester form. So unfortunately, the industry, it's sort of like in agribusiness, there are certain commodities that are really cheap and we find everywhere, whether it's corn sugar or cornstarch, whatever it might be. The same thing there's the same problem typically with omega-3s and with many supplements. There's a commodity form and that's what we're stuck with. In order for me to make this product, in order for me to recently change this product, we had to change a custom-made oil. Our fish oil is custom-made, custom-blended, custom-created with our product. Otherwise, we are going to be stuck like every other company giving you higher EPA than DHA. Our body demands, our body requires higher levels of DHA than EPA. It's the only way to ethically, honorably make an omega-3 product, and that's how we go about making it.
Isn't that the great, I mean, that is the difference. That's why there's when we say it's the finest omega-3 product in the world, it is. And today is the best day in the whole year to buy it. It's one day and one day only that we offer it at the value that we're offering right now. And remember, it's the improved formula in that there's more DHA now than ever before, 60% DHA in that product. If you're just stopping in, I know, I'm sorry if I'm sounding like a broken record, but we get, on Sunday night in particular, we get a lot of channel surfers stopping in. So I'm so glad you found us. I'm glad that you're learning about our today's special and that you have one last chance. This is the final show. So this is your last chance to get those orders placed. Would love to encourage you. You know, when you shop here, you get a return policy that is super easy. So love it or return it. We even include the prepaid return label in the box. So there's very little risk here. One flex payment will have it in your hands. I'll show you the choices one more time. Most of you are ordering the large choices. Why? Well, that's obviously where the biggest savings is. And frankly, this is a product you want to take every single day. Those of us who take it, we plan to take it for the rest of our lives because it's a product that is so vitally important to our health. 30, 90, 180, 360, 720 are the choices. Here's where the pricing will go at midnight, reminding everybody this size goes away. We do not offer the 720. This is made as a custom size only for the today's special. Here's your pricing breakdown today. $139.90 is huge. That's $180 off. Normally the $360, the everyday HSN price is $159.90. So that's why we are excited that so many of you are recognizing and taking advantage of that value. And of course, as you know, the best part about this is until you try it, you will not know. But I will say this, it is the loveliest fish oil product to take, period. It does not repeat on you. It does not taste fishy. It has the orange oil in it, but interestingly enough, it doesn't taste orange. It neutralizes, it just tastes like nothing. You don't get a stomach ache from these. If you've ever had a bad experience, this is so pleasant. You will love it so much, and then the health benefits are so great. So a lot of people endure taking lesser quality products because they want the health benefits, but you have to be taking the right one. And that's what Andrew makes sure of. Andrew does the research. He finds out exactly the proper amounts to give us so we can get the maximum benefits from ingredients like this. There are no contaminants. There's no mercury. Everything you've heard, these negative things about fish oil products, and there's a lot of negative connotations that go along with fish oil products, Andrew alleviates all of that. This is as pure as it can be. It's as healthy as it can possibly be. I mean, there's not a better way to make a fish oil product. If there were, you would be doing it.
Well, and we
right?
consistently, we exist on the limit, sort of Mother Nature's limit. We make the product as well as it possibly could be made. And fish oil tastes fishy, and many of us don't like that fishy taste. In fact, even those of us who like fish, we don't like fish that tastes fishy.
Exactly.
So that fishy kind of rancid taste is not a good taste. But as Colleen was saying, what's fascinating, and we tried all sorts of extracts. We make a version of this product that has spearmint and peppermint. Spearmint and peppermint cover up the fish oil, which is great. But this orange extract goes one better. It doesn't simply cover up. The two of them neutralize each other. So you end up with a product that has absolutely no flavor, taste, odor at all. Basically, it's just a neutral oil that will not upset your stomach whatsoever. So it's a product that when we introduced it, it was an incredible breakthrough. And it's something that until you try it at home, you really don't believe that a product that's concentrated fish oil that gives much higher levels of fish oil. And interestingly enough, the higher quality fish oils, like the ones I use that are higher concentrates, actually have less of that fishy taste to them. So we have less of a job involved with neutralizing it. And we successfully neutralize it. You can read the reviews. You will not find a single review that talks about having a fishy aftertaste. All they do is talk about generally that they can't believe it, that there's no fishy aftertaste, that it's the first time in years or in decades they took an omega-3 product with no stomach issue, no stomach upset, and no fishy aftertaste whatsoever. And again, I've said this about this product for decades, and this product continues to be one of our most popular products, and it's one of our top reorder products, and it wouldn't be that. In fact, if you look at the counter on the screen, and I think the counter is up to some crazy number, but that crazy number it's up to, I would say that 80, 90% of those orders are reorders. So this is a product that what I'm saying is not nearly as effective in encouraging people to use the product as the experience with the product. Reorders by far outnumber new orders, and that's because the product, when you get it home, will never, ever disappoint. But I wanted to read, I have some basic charts here, then I have some charts on the science, and you could always read the reviews on your own. I'll try to get to some, but we have all sorts of reviews. They talk about, absolutely, as I said before, no upset stomach, no fishy aftertaste, small, easy to swallow capsule, that showing it to their doctors, and their doctors are thrilled. But once again, if you're like me, or like so many Americans, once we get out of our 20s, all we're going to do for the rest of our life, we're going to cling with all we can to whatever youthful faculties we possess. Whether we're talking about our brain or our eyesight or our mobility, whatever it might be, our cardiovascular health. Over the course of the decades that follow, in our 30s and 40s and 50s and 60s and onward, we basically gradually give up those youthful qualities and characteristics that we cherish, and we give it up based upon how we've treated our body. And the most important factor in how we've treated our body is how we've eaten, whether we've given the key nutrients necessary for those systems to be maintained. And there's no more important nutrient, there's no more important ingredient than DHA for our brain, for our eyes, for our heart. But unfortunately, and this is an absolute scientific fact, our body can't make them. The only way we get that DHA or EPA, either one, but most importantly DHA, the only way we get it is by our diet or by a supplement. And it's absolutely certain that as Americans, we don't consume much DHA at all. We're not eating oily fish on a daily basis, and even now the latest research says even if you're eating oily fish 2 or 3 times a week, you should still take a daily omega-3 supplement. That's the inexpensive insurance, and today my product is superior to the others you're going to find in stores, not even comparable to those products, and it's pennies a day. But I should read some charts here, I keep rambling. But just basically characteristics of this product. Absolutely no fishy aftertaste, never. No fishy repeat, no upset stomach. The product was designed to eliminate the possibility of those things. No mercury, lead, or heavy metals. Our product is, we inspect the product, and we've done this for decades. Initially, I was accused decades ago of being an alarmist because I said you need to pay attention to those things in any omega-3 you're buying. And I was subsequently proven correct that there were issues to really be aware of. So we make sure that we safeguard the omega-3s that you take. And of course, because our oils are higher quality, more concentrated, our capsules deliver more, and they're much smaller. So they really, nothing compares to them. Just in general about omega-3s, as I said before, they cannot be made by the body. I don't care unless you're Superman or Superwoman, you can't make omega-3s. It's just biochemically impossible.
You're a mermaid.
Yes, a mermaid. Well, if you're a mermaid, you just have more available fish.
Oh. Yeah, right.
Yes.
Touche.
Unless you are a fish if you're a mermaid, and who knows. But I believe that's a fictional character. As is Superman. I was just making that up.
Sorry. We're both a little tired.
But it's always long days here. But again, the fact is that we cannot make them. And again, just think of your brain. When it comes to our bones, our calcium is an insignificant component to the structure of our bones compared to how DHA, the most important omega-3, is to your brain and to your retina. And we know how important calcium is to our bones. So imagine how important DHA is to your brain, especially as it ages. And there's also the research where they talk about the fact that perhaps over the last few generations, where we notice changes in the psychological, psychiatric, emotional behavior of Americans, it might be because of the gradual diminished content of omega-3 in our diet. And DHA is a critical part of the structure of our brain as well as our eyes.
Makes sense.
If we continue here, without adequate omega-3 intake, deficiency or insufficiency occurs. I would suspect that most Americans, unless you're really eating oily fish every single day or supplementing a quality omega-3, you are deficient or insufficient in your DHA and EPA. And again, best results, it's now established, are only achieved when consumed daily. It's an essential nutrient. Just as we know we should get our vitamins and minerals on a daily basis, although they're fats, they're essential nutrients. Omega-3s are essential nutrients, just like vitamins, just like minerals. And of course, we can say this about CoQ10, but the only other product, the only other ingredient we could say this about are omega-3s. They're especially powerful when it comes to helping support healthy triglyceride levels. And of course, blood pressure levels, blood cholesterol levels, blood sugar levels.
Amazing.
We rely on our healthy diet and healthy lifestyle, on the help of our doctors to get those in the normal range. And omega-3s are a natural tool to help us keep them there. And that's, as I say, the key to a good health. If you can manage those 4 numbers, then you have really the keys to good health. And of course, managing a healthy body weight too. But just in case you think that omega-3s haven't been well explored, haven't been carefully researched, over 27,000 papers have been published on the benefits of omega-3 fatty acids, including almost 5,000 meta-analyses and systematic reviews. And then, of course, more than 3,000 human clinical trials have been published on the benefits of consuming omega-3 fatty acids. And again, as you would expect, because they are a critical structural component in our body, the research is clear. We need them absolutely unequivocally. And if we don't get them, they come with consequences. As we often know in life, that we make good decisions, there generally are good consequences. We make bad decisions, especially an ongoing bad decision over a long period of time, there's likely less than ideal consequences. So when it comes to omega-3s, it's a simple fix. You just increase the intake of oily fish. Sounds simple, but it's expensive. And for many of us, not ideally what we want to do or want to be consuming. And the insurance for that is a simple omega-3 supplement. It doesn't have to be mine. Unfortunately, others come with problems or issues or consequences. Others don't come with the levels of DHA, but as I often say, even though their products aren't as good, they will be better than nothing. And that's how important omega-3s are, that you want to make sure you're getting something. Even if it isn't the best product, you want to make sure you're getting something.
And I do want to share, there's a clock on your screen, so in about, 11 minutes, we'll be moving on to another offer from Andrew. But in the meantime, if you have not made up your mind yet, I have to update you on a few things. First of all, we are down into the hundreds now if you want either the 30, the 90 or the 180. These are all down to the final couple hundred left. The 360, we have only about 1,000 or so left here. So depending on the size you're thinking about, we still have a couple thousand here, but with 42,000 out the door, the vast majority of these are spoken for the day. So I will say the large one has been by far the majority of that order of the 42,000. The majority of those orders are the largest size, which makes sense because a lot of us, we stock up. We wait for this today's special. We take it every day. We don't want to run out. If you only take one a day, that's going to last for 2 years. If you are sharing this with a household, with a spouse or with a partner, the beauty is you each can take one a day for a whole year. Or if you're like me, you take 2 a day. Perfect. On days I eat sushi or I eat fish, I only take 1 a day. But on other days when I'm not eating fish, I like to take 2 a day. I love this product. Those of us who take it, we adore it. We see a difference. We feel a difference. I call them my brain. These are products I like to take before I come into work because I do know the brain benefits of taking omega-3, working with Andrew for so many years. And the beauty is there's so many beyond the heart, the cardiovascular benefits, the eye benefits, the brain benefits, and you really do notice the difference when you take this. I loved how you were talking about the fact that the majority of our brain is made up of DHA, the ingredient in this product.
Our brain is a fatty structure. If someone ever calls you a fathead, you can simply nod and say,
thank you.
That's a very astute observation. They must have scientific background. But our brain is about 2/3 fat and principally phospholipids. And what form phospholipid? We're talking DHA. Almost exclusively, if you look at your brain, I think it's 98 to 99% DHA versus EPA. And again, the eye, the retina of the eye, virtually 99+% DHA, not EPA. And the only question I keep asking myself, if the brain is almost exclusively DHA, the eye is almost exclusively DHA, and the heart is predominantly DHA, and you can't really convert EPA into DHA, then why do almost all of the omega-3 products in America focus on EPA? It just makes no sense to me. But again, the answer to that question is it's just simply cost and custom. That the custom being that the industrial form of omega-3s that are being cranked out in millions and millions of pounds or tons every year, it's EPA rich and low in DHA. For our product, we have to have a very special custom-made oil created just for us, just for this product, to deliver 60% DHA, whereas all the other products deliver 60% EPA. So there's really nothing like this product when you compare it to the others on the market. And it's not for just random reasons. It's for specific science. If you read the science discusses the importance of DHA. If you understand the anatomy of your body, we just discussed it, again, you understand and you know that DHA is more important. What's great is that it used to cost me multiples more than other products to make a product like this. But over the years, we have brought the product cost down further. As I said before, in 40 years of making, almost 40 years of making an omega-3 product, our product today is more affordable than it's ever been. And this is following another change where we further increased by about 10%. We increased the levels of DHA in this product, and the price is still the best it's ever been, so it's the best value it's ever been.
Isn't that amazing? I mean, it really is very exciting, especially because the formula has now 60% DHA. Now, here's a couple things I want to update you. We're very busy. You might want to jump in. We are down to literally the final couple hundred if you want to do the Try Me, any of the smaller sizes. So whether
we only bring in a small amount, maybe
exactly.
about 2,000 of each of those.
Right, but now we're down to a couple hundred. This one, we only have a few more than 1,000. We still have a few thousand here, but frankly, with over 22,000 of this size out the door today, the couple thousand that are left, I'm glad that we have you here, because any other product I were selling, we don't have the manufacturer standing next to us where we can say, can you add a few more quantity here? We ran out of this color, we ran out of this size, so it's nice that you're able to help us manage that a little bit to hopefully get you the size and what you're looking for.
But I was just looking at the computer screen that has our inventory right now, and we're fine for right now, but we will not last till the end of the day. So as usual, we're pretty good at planning because we have experience with this product. And you had said before that there are people who wait. There are tens of thousands of people who wait for this day every year.
Exactly.
Because they know that April is our Omega-3 Today Special. The next weekend, it'll be our Ultimate Eye Today Special. And we'll also be introducing a very exciting new product as well. But we do this every year. We do this so you could save. I would rather have you get this product when we're selling it for half its price because we manufacture tens of millions of capsules and you get to save as a result of that. That's why we try to do this with all our products, whether it's Healthy Hair, Skin, and Nails, CoQ10. We like to make sure that you're getting it at the best price possible. So whatever our limited budget might be, we get the most we possibly could. And this is at 500 milligrams a day. The typical product is a little over 300. At 500 milligrams, you're getting the standard recommendation from doctors, from medical organizations, from academic institutions. That single capsule gives you the perfect 500. But what's often said, if you have existing cardiovascular health issues, you might have issues with your eye health or things like that, your doctor might recommend 1,000 milligrams. But typically, for most of us without some underlying health condition, 500 milligrams is perfect. Just follow the recommendations of your doctor, but 500 milligrams is perfect. And at 500 milligrams compared to our competition, the pricing, it's less than 20 cents a capsule. When you're, yes, that investment is a significant investment at $130.90. That's a lot of money. But it's not a vitamin that's going to last you a month or two, or even 6 months. It's going to last you 2 years. So when you look at it that way and it becomes pennies a day, it's just the most affordable and efficient way we get you 2 years of this product. And it's going to be fine potency 2 years from today.
There we go. And I want to show you one more time, if you are stopping in, if you are one of the people who is new, because every time we're here, obviously the majority of you who have ordered so far today, you maybe tried this product before, but we know we get thousands of of new customers too. So if you are new, it's super easy to shop here. You call us or you go to hsn.com. You can shop by remote. You can grab your phone. If you've downloaded the app, it takes about a minute to download the app on your smartphone, and it comes right up on your phone. Just buy now. It's so easy. You pick the size you want. Obviously, the majority of people go for the larger sizes because that's where the biggest savings occurs. And also, on top of that, you don't run out right away. So you're not just getting a 30-day, in a month you're gonna love the product and then you're going to want to buy it again, and you will have it. We'll stock it on HSN, but not at this price. It will not be a value like this again for a full year until April of 2020. So to remind you one more time, it's a 30, a 90, a 180, a 360, or a 720. So you're choosing the size. As I said, most people are going here. This size, there's only about 1,000 left. These are all down to the final couple hundred. We still have a few thousand here, but I do, as Andrew said, we do not expect that this will last for the rest of the day. Here's your savings, depending on which one you're ordering, but $180 off the 720 is remarkable. That size we normally do not even carry. This is the largest size we usually offer. And that size, the regular price is $160.
And that's a large size.
It is,
When
right.
you go to a typical store, you're looking at 30, 60, 90 count bottles are standard. And there's another thing, it's just, I think, in terms of waste and in terms of efficiency, if we're getting our vitamins shipped to us, 60 count bottles, that's 720 count, that eliminates 11 shipments. So it's incredibly efficient, and that's part of what you experience in the savings, that again, you're getting the world's finest omega-3 product, you're getting the world's finest omega-3 experience because it will be easy to swallow, it will never upset your stomach, and there's absolutely no fishy aftertaste whatsoever. So for pennies a day. And there's no escaping the fact we need them. If you're not getting your omega-3s from your diet, and if you think that a healthy, say, vegetarian or vegan diet, which is an extremely, if you're a responsible vegetarian or vegan, I envy you. That's an incredibly healthy way to eat. But unfortunately, alpha-linolenic acid, the vegetable-based omega-3, is not the same as EPA and DHA based on the science I've read here throughout the day today. So omega-3s are essential to our body, essential to the structure of our brain, the structure of our eyes, the structure of our heart, and therefore essential to their function. And if we look at the radiance of our hair and skin, again, essential. I have charts that I read earlier today about dry eye. And one of the charts talks about the fact, because so many people struggle with dry eye, that they talked about the fact the most effective treatment they found for dry eye, and it's not a drug or a medicine, was omega-3s. So not only do omega-3s are they the actual structure of the retina, but they're also part of the lubricating system for our eyes, part of the lubricating system for our joints. So they are essential. Our body can't make them, and unfortunately, the traditional American diet does not deliver them, and even a healthy American diet doesn't deliver them in abundance. Fortunately, not only are they easy to supplement and effective to supplement, but they're incredibly inexpensive to supplement. If they cost 10 times as much, it would still be an incredible value and an essential nutrient to supplement. The fact that they cost pennies a day is just an incredible benefit.
For sure. If you have a minute, go read those reviews on hsn.com. You will see why people get excited about taking this product. There's lots of choices in fish oil out there. I mean, there are a lot of choices. This is the best one. This is completely, by and large, better than anything you will ever find on the market. Nobody has this formula. This is your own special formula. It's the finest quality fish oil to use in a product like this, because that's the key here, is that you have to be careful. When you used to talk years ago, we had bottles when we do this presentation. When you go buy fish oil, sometimes it just says omega-3 fish oil on the label, and people are buying fish oil not realizing that omega-3 has to be extracted from the fish oil. It can't just be fish oil.
It's part of the fish oil. So it might say 1,000 milligrams fish oil or 1,000 milligrams omega-3 fish oil. In general, what that means, it's 1,000 milligrams of fish oil that might contain 300 milligrams of omega-3s. Fish oil is not what you're seeking. It's the valuable omega-3s that are part of the fish oil. Our omega-3s are more concentrated. They're also more mild. So you need to pay attention to the omega-3. And most Americans are buying their supplements today in a supermarket, in a pharmacy, in a discount store. And unfortunately, the products, the other day I was just in the supermarket and a pharmacy looking at the omega-3 products, and all of them were the typical omega-3 products. Probably the 99% of the capsules that are omega-3s consumed in this country are 60% EPA, 40% DHA. Most of them, unfortunately, are also delivering the ethyl ester form, not the natural triglyceride form, so it's not as beneficial. They're just, for lack of a better description, they're just carelessly made products that use the same industrially produced omega-3s today as was available when I first started making omega-3s 40 years ago. Theirs haven't changed at all. Mine, from the very beginning, it was an absolute struggle to make this product because I refused to use the industrial standard material, because I knew about the importance of DHA, and all the science has done since that time, and this is not my pride saying this, but all the science has done since that time has said that I was correct, that DHA is more important than EPA. Just look at the anatomy of our body. Look at the structure and the function of our body. And if you've been taking my product, you've been getting the benefits of the science, the benefits of Mother Nature's blueprint all that time. But I just wanted to read some research. I've read no research. I've read no reviews. But this is from a medical journal called Neurology. Dietary intake of fatty fish is the main source of the omega-3 fatty acids DHA and EPA. And increased fish consumption has been shown by the majority of studies published to date to lower the risk of cognitive decline. We're not talking about Alzheimer's disease here and senile dementia. We're talking about the normal, natural change in our cognitive abilities, our mental faculties as we age, something we all want to avoid. A recent clinical trial found that daily supplementation with DHA in older adults for 24 weeks improved learning and memory function. That's just a brief supplementation.
That's amazing, in 24 weeks.
Yeah. Nutrition Journal. In conclusion, another study, the present study reveals that 5 weeks daily intake of omega-3 fatty acids from fish oil has the potential to improve cognitive functions and cardiometabolic risk factors. Okay, both heart function and cardiovascular risk factors and cognitive function in a healthy middle-aged to elderly cohort. So we're talking about, say, 35 to elderly. Nice. And so we're talking about healthy as well. Oftentimes we think it's an at-risk population where we see the benefits, but even in healthy populations you see the benefits. Trials. A recent prospective study showed that daily omega-3 fatty acid supplements were associated with lower risk of cognitive decline in Chinese adults aged over 55 years. Thus, omega-3 fatty acid supplementation could be a suitable and safe prevention treatment for cognitive decline in older adults. Again, not a drug or a medicine, but the most important molecule in the structure of our brain. Journal of the American Heart Association. Our results support the beneficial effects of fish consumption, the major source of long-chain omega-3 polyunsaturated fatty acids, DHA, EPA, on brain health in later life. So even the American Heart Association recognizes it. They're stepping up to the brain now. In this study, among older men and women, plasma phospholipid long-chain omega-3 polyunsaturated fatty acids, and in particular, DHA, the one we focus on, were associated with specific findings consistent with better brain health.
Wow.
Nature and Neuroscience, brain and retina DHA decrease, this happens just with age, decrease resulting from nutritional deficiency or aging, are associated with reduced cognitive ability, increased emotional behavior, and decreased vision. So, and this is from a neurological journal from Taiwan. Evidence is accumulating to suggest omega-3 fatty acid deficiency contributes to accelerated cognitive decline. And again, ask yourself, are you eating oily fish every day? Are you supplementing with omega-3s every day? If you're saying no, then you probably don't like to hear me reading these charts. And you don't have to get my product. Just follow what I'm saying, try to get something that focuses on DHA that also provides EPA, and you'd be doing well. Recent studies have associated deficits in DHA abundance with cognitive decline during aging. So less abundant DHA, more of a decline with aging and cognitive ability. Overall cognitive performance and psychomotor speed were positively correlated with DHA and EPA status, meaning better DHA, EPA, better cognitive performance with age. If associations with omega-3 content from American Journal of Clinical Nutrition are causal, it's basically like saying if calcium content and bone health are causal, then more calcium, good bone health. Lower calcium, bad bone health, causal. Optimization of omega-3 fatty acid intake could improve retention of cognitive function in old age. I'll do one more. DHA is a major structural component of retinal membranes. Highest body concentrations of DHA are found in the phospholipids of retinal photoreceptors. So as highly concentrated as DHA is in the brain, it's even higher in the eye. And the eye is basically a specialized structure of the brain. DHA deficiency is associated with structural and functional abnormalities in the visual system. Current opinion in ophthalmology, deficiency of DHA have been implicated in age-related changes in the eye. Long-chain omega-3 fatty acids may also help to protect against oxidative and age-related changes in the retina. Several epidemiological studies have suggested an inverse relationship between dietary omega-3, long-chain polyunsaturated fatty acid, or fish intake and age-related eye health. I'll translate that. Inverse relationship means that as something goes up, something else goes down. And in that case, they're talking about as unfortunately, an inverse relationship. As our omega-3 DHA intake goes down, unfortunately, the risk of eye problems goes up. So as the direct relationship between omega-3 intake that was talking about previously and eye health. So there's a direct relationship. The higher levels of DHA in our diet, higher levels of eye health with age as we age. Lower levels of DHA and omega-3s in our diet, a greater risk of eye health problems later in life. And again, it's not because these ingredients act as a drug or like a drug. They act as the structural component they were designed to be from the God-given blueprint we're all stuck with. And that's, ignorance is not bliss when it comes to omega-3s. Ignorance is basically an opportunity for a very inexpensive insurance policy.
There we go. I know we are wrapping up this presentation for now. Do not hang up if you're ordering. We still have a couple hundred left in the smaller sizes, fewer than 1,000 left. And if you want the big 360, we're down into the hundreds here. And then also this choice is we're down to the final couple thousand. So whichever one you're thinking about, we have yours waiting here for you. We'd love to encourage you to try it. We know you're going to love it. If not, obviously, you can send it back to us. No questions asked. But at least give it a try. You're hearing just a snippet of the incredible health benefits of taking this product. If you're not eating a lot of fish, most Americans aren't, this is a brilliant way, the smartest way, the most affordable way for the quality of what you're getting. You have to compare apples to apples. When it comes to vitamins, when it comes to supplements like this, these are not things you want to skimp on. There's certain things that we can skimp and we can, go generic. But when it comes to, if you read those reviews, you will see people who've tried other products come back to Andrew Lessman because the results are here, the quality is here. We're talking about our health. We're talking about something we're putting in our body every single day. We're spending our hard-earned money on this because we want the results that we can get from taking the right omega-3. So yours is here. Flex pays are here for you too. You literally get to try it for a month after your first payment of $27 if you're getting the largest one. Try it. You get to one flex pay. If you don't like it, we'll credit your flex pay back. It's free shipping and handling. So why not give it a go?
Yes, so we'll have one brief airing of this at the end of the next hour, and then it goes away. And it's good it will go away because we're down to our total of all the different sizes. We're down to our last few thousand bottles. Yeah. So that's going to be it. And I didn't read any reviews. I encourage you to go to hsn.com.
Sure.
The only thing you'll be left with is if you read those reviews is you'll think we've got to be making them up. That they can't possibly be that positive. The fact that
we don't have that many relatives.
That's like,
right?
My family isn't that big. There's 3,300 reviews. Of that, over 2,800 are 5-star reviews. If you add in the 4-star reviews, we're at almost 3,100. You add the good reviews, 3-star reviews, basically something like 97% of the reviews are positive reviews. So I hope that speaks more passionately about the product quality of this product than even the science that I was trying to be quite clear about and probably got a little overzealous about.
Yeah, but it's fun to learn about that. That's the key, is that we could talk about this for hours, actually, but guess what? We are moving into a little variety show here. Yes. We are packed with goodies to share with all of you. We have great values, weekend specials on everything, and on top of that, you're also going to learn about a couple brand new things in this hour as well. So stay right where you are. If you're just stopping by, I'm Colleen. Andrew Lessman is here, and we have another hour and 10 minutes only to share a lot. So we're going to jump right in. Next up, we're going to talk about one of Andrew's top-selling products of all time. of all time, an absolute favorite, an absolute must-have, one that you would suggest if you're going to take, you know, 3 things from Andrew Lessman. This needs to be in your top 3 of what you're taking in your vitamin arsenal.
What I always talk about the fact that omega-3s are essential nutrients, just like vitamins and minerals. And a lot of folks haven't made that connection. Just because they're fats doesn't mean that they behave like vitamins and minerals, or can be defined as vitamins and minerals, in that we cannot make them, we must have them. A failure to get them results in consequences. So whether we're insufficient or deficient, omega-3s are going to be problematic. So we have to pay attention to them, just as we pay attention to vitamins and minerals. CoQ10 is a little different, and also it's quite similar. It's different in the fact that our body can make a small amount of CoQ10, but as we get older, the amount of CoQ10 our body can make decreases significantly. If we're under stress, so we have less than an ideal diet, if we might smoke, if we might drink alcohol, if we take any number of the most popular drugs, cholesterol-lowering statin drugs, bisphosphonates for osteoporosis or osteopenia, whether we might take antidepressants or beta blockers for high blood pressure or cardiac arrhythmias, these are all enormous classes of drugs. They all decrease our body's ability to produce what little CoQ10 it can. And CoQ10 is vitally important because it is really behind the optimum, the ideal functioning of all the cells, all the systems, all the organs in our body. Again, I often describe this, and it's a very basic fact of sort of human anatomy and physiology, but it's something I think that escapes us, because in the world around us, power is distributed. We have a power plant, it delivers power to HSN. In our body, our heart distributes nutrients and oxygen by circulating the blood. But each cell of the trillions of cells in our body is absolutely individually responsible for the production of its own energy. If that cell doesn't produce energy, that cell dies. So every single cell is individually, independently responsible for producing energy. The way it does that is by transporting electrons. Of all things, we think of our lives as being so vibrant and colorful, yet the energy we have to experience life as we know it is the movement of electrons and little organelles in every single cell of our body, the mitochondria of our body. And it's CoQ10 that's the central molecule to that electron transport process. So CoQ10 goes to the very core of existence, the very core of the quality of our existence, because it's the ability of our cells to produce the energy we need, the ability of organs like our heart, our liver, our brain to produce the energy we require. So whereas omega-3s are structural, that they literally make up the structure of our body, the membranes in our body, CoQ10 is truly all about function and also all about protection. It's one of the most protective antioxidants we could consume. And what's interesting is CoQ10 transports electrons. Electrons are basically what drives free radicals, electrons. And so if you have something that can scavenge those free random electrons, then that can protect your body. So just as CoQ10 transports electrons in creating energy in our cells, CoQ10 can scavenge electrons also in protecting our cells. Again, one of the incredible, remarkable benefits of Mother Nature's blueprint, that a single molecule both produces the energy and protects against the production of energy at the same time.
I just want to show you real quickly what the choices are. We have a 30, a 60, a 120, and a 240 count. What's interesting about this chart is actually a little off, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. The 30 is normally 35, today it's 20. The 60 is normally 64, today it's 37.90. 120 is normally 119, today it's 59. So this is $5 off. And check this out, the 240 is normally 210. I know my chart says 109, but yesterday Andrew decided to lower this further, took $5 extra off here, took $10 extra off this one. So you're not saving $100, you're saving $110 today for $99.90. You get the 240 count, free shipping, and flex pays available on the 2 largest sizes.
I did it because they work so well together. I wanted to make it easy to justify an investment in whatever size you choose of the CoQ10 CoQ10 with the omega-3s. And CoQ10, like omega-3s, we were talking about 4 numbers that are critical to our good health. We hopefully work with our diet and lifestyle as well as with our doctors to manage our triglyceride levels, to manage our blood cholesterol levels, to manage our blood pressure levels, to manage our blood sugar levels. To the extent we can manage our weight and manage those 4 numbers, we have gone a long way to ensuring a long, healthy life. And CoQ10, like omega-3s, they're the 2 ingredients about which I can say that those 4 numbers, all of the other things we do and the work we do, the medications we might take, those things that we do to balance those numbers, omega-3s and CoQ10 both support our endeavors and support those numbers, and in so doing support our health.
And one thing I wanted to mention also, you are getting a free...
Oh, we didn't mention that. Free vitamin D.
Vitamin D3. I'll show you how that works. So if you're doing the 240, the 240 size, normally just the CoQ is $160, but there is vitamin D3 in the formula, equivalent to buying 240 capsules of vitamin D3. That's a $50 value. So it's like buying the CoQ for $50 and getting your vitamin D for $50 as well. So that's one more reason to order this. This is a formula we normally only offer as the Today Special. So it's a very special day that we are able to offer it with the vitamin D3, which is great because a lot of us take vitamin D3 every day. I've not had to buy that as a separate supplement because I've been buying this formula. It's terrific. It's great.
And then when I first introduced our CoQ10, we did one version with and one version without B12. But because B12 is one of the most deficient or insufficient nutrients, it's hard to absorb from food. It's virtually impossible to absorb from most supplements because it's not adequately protected. It's not in its proper form. We also provide our special B12 with each capsule. We don't even mention it as something added because it's part. If you want CoQ10 to work, CoQ10 can't work on its own. It's so important and it's so involved in our cellular metabolism that to think that it can do its work entirely on its own would be naive. So we make sure that you get a full B complex with our unique methylcobalamin natural coenzyme form B12. And again, that's why our CoQ10, if you look at its reviews, I believe it's reviewed at what, 4.6 or 4.7 stars, something like that?
Indeed, 4.7 is your average out of perfect 5.
So like omega-3s, it's 4.7 stars, which means that over 95% of the reviews are positive reviews, and almost 90% of the reviews are 5-star reviews.
Yeah, 3,300 perfect reviews on this product. One of the top reviewed products we sell on HSN.